Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Again, I want to thank everyone for your support on the channel. All the viewers, all the subscribers, immensely appreciate the support. If you guys do like the content, if you guys do like the video series, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, make sure to hit that bell button to get alerts and updates on all new content posted on the channel. For today's video, I want to do an update on the prior video talking about market timing. There were a couple investors on the channel wondering why, even though market timing over the long haul is not a reliable or consistent way to trade the market, why don't investors jump out of either an individual stock, a market segment, or the market as a whole if there's a pretty good chance the market will pull back in the short term? So I kind of want to talk about another reason investors probably should not be jumping out of stocks, jumping in and out of stocks, especially longer term buy and hold investors. And that is because of the important tax consequences a lot of these trades will have later on in the year when you do file your taxes. As an example here, I have BA Boeing up on screen. And the reason I have BA on the screen is that you can see up on top there over the past 1 year of trading, the stock is up 93.65%. We'll just go ahead and round that off to 100%. And hypothetically, let's say, for example, you bought the stock back in April, May or so, $178, and it's trended up here very nicely, all the way up to 340, 350, 360. Again, we'll kind of round that 1 year graph off to 100% return. Let's say you think there may be a pullback either within the stock market segment that Boeing occupies, or maybe Boeing itself will be pulling back, or maybe the stock market in general you think will have a correction or outright crash in the future. A lot of investors may think that jumping out of the stock may be the correct thing to do. But again, you have to take into consideration the amount of tax you'll pay at the end of the year. As I've talked about on some of my prior videos talking about capital gains tax rates, you can save 20%, 25% on your trades if you go ahead and hold the stock greater than 1 year. So if your stock did trend up here 100% and you jumped out of the stock, you have to have the stock price drop by 20% if you do fall in that tax bracket, or even higher, to make money on the trade. So if you think there's going to be a pullback in the stock market of 10% and you're going to be penalized 20% or more for jumping out of the stock, the correct decision is to stay in the stock. Yes, you're going to be losing money by holding that stock, but you won't be losing as much money than if you sell off the stock and then have to buy it back at a later point, incurring short-term capital gains tax rates. So taxes and the tax consequences of trades really drive a lot of investing decisions, especially with buy and hold investors. The more correct thing to do would be to hedge your bet. You hedge your holding, buying options, for example. I don't want to go too much into that. That gets quite complicated. And currently we can't do that here on the Robinhood application. So I'll kind of hold that off to a later video. But I would be putting more money into your longer term buy and hold stocks. If you think it's a good stock to hold for the longer term, simply doing regular contributions, again, with or without hedging, it's probably the safer way to go and probably makes sense more for the buy and hold investor than trying to jump out of the stock, incurring those very hefty tax penalties for doing that. Again, 20% or more tax penalty. So if your stock doesn't drop by that amount, you're going to be losing money overall on that trade. But the thing that you should take into consideration is the tax consequences. I don't think I made that point in my last video. I definitely wanted to make it here. And again, just to respond to a few viewers on the channel who are asking about that, even though you know that the stock market is going to be pulling back, unless it pulls back to a very large degree, you will not be making up. Again, if you buy here and sell here less than 1 year, you're going to incur very hefty tax penalties for selling off a stock early. And if your stock does not drop by a considerable amount, at least 10%, and for folks in higher tax brackets, 20% at least, you'll be losing money on that trade. It's better to go ahead and hold that stock for the longer term, get your capital gains tax rates that are preferred, the lower ones for long-term capital gains tax rates, and then continue buying the stock that you think is going to be a good long-term buy and hold stock, continuing to put in those regular contributions. And again, I'll kind of talk about this on another video, but start hedging some of your longer term buy and hold stocks using options and some more sophisticated ways of trading. And again, I don't want to go into that because it gets quite complex, but I just wanted to re-emphasize that holding a stock longer term without jumping out of the stock because of tax consequences is probably the correct decision for most investors. So just wanted to do a quick video here updating you guys on that last video. Again, talking about the very real and important tax consequences that happen if you jump out of a stock early. Again, trying to time the market, trying to get out of a market before a stock market correction, a bear market, an outright stock market crash. Because unless the stock pulls back quite considerably, you're probably going to lose money on the trade because of the number of taxes you have to pay at the end of the year. So I just wanted to make that point here. I don't want to get too in-depth about hedging investments. If there's enough interest on the channel, I'll definitely do a video about that, especially options, as Robinhood is adding, at least on their desktop version, options trading at some point in the future here. Please let me know if anybody has access to that yet. I don't. I signed up quite a few months ago. Have not heard anything back about that. But if you guys are trading options, please let me know. So again, just a quick video here. Again, if you guys have any questions about this video, other videos, please let me know. Always appreciate your guys' comments, video ideas, stock picks. Definitely appreciate that. So not to make the video too long, I'll kind of end it here, and we'll see you guys next time.